People migrate for many reasons, but they all share the desire to build a better life for themselves and their families. That is why they send money home. In 2017, over 200 million migrants sent almost $500 billion back to their families. This money represents a lifeline for almost 1 billion people, most of them living in developing countries. Every dollar they receive has an enormous impact on their lives. It pays for healthcare, education, food, and other needs. At the turn of the millennium, we knew very little about these money flows and did not do enough to harness their potential.
We should never forget that to millions of families in developing countries, these efforts represent their only hope for building a better future.
This is why, for the past decade, IFAD has partnered with key regional and global financial institutions to raise awareness of the opportunity that remittances offer for development. Over the last 10 years, through its programs, operations and forums, IFAD has been bringing together governments, the private sector and civil society to explore how remittances can help the unbanked access the most basic financial services like savings and credit, and ultimately investment. The efforts and recommendations expressed through these forums culminated in IFAD member states unanimously adopting the International Day of Family Remittances, globally recognizing the significant financial contribution that migrant workers make to the well-being of their families back home and to the sustainable development of their countries of origin. Today is the start of something new. This forum is the first of its kind, the first of a series of biennial regional forums led by member states. The aim is to facilitate, stimulate and maintain the dialogue on remittances, migration and ongoing development with a focus on the specific regional remittance trends and markets.
As the largest regional recipient of remittances, Asia has its fair share of unique experiences and issues pertaining to the development, investments and financial inclusion. We believe that this forum will pave the way for future regional level discussion to maximize developmental impact from remittance flows.
These state-led regional forums will be a unique opportunity to share research, data, lessons learned and best practices, to stimulate long-lasting partnerships and to work towards the creation of a more enabling environment for migrants and their families to access, use and invest these hard-earned remittances. This is particularly important in light of achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, because we know that remittances have an important role to play to reduce poverty and hunger, ensure healthy lives, support education, and empower women. The number of migrants in the world is increasing at a faster rate than the world's population. And now the international community is discussing a common framework to address migration issues, with the aim to adopt the Global Compact on Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration by the end of 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to the New York Declaration for Refugees and Migrants, the Global Migration Compact should be guided by the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. By facilitating financial inclusion, remittances expand opportunities for recipients. In short, I think it's fair to say that remittances allow families to reach their own sustainable development goals.
So if migration is to become a choice rather than a necessity, not only must we recognize the impact that migrants have on development, but also create the conditions for them and their families to build sustainable livelihoods in their countries of origin. By 2030, remittances are estimated to reach a cumulative amount of $6 trillion. But to harness the full potential of this massive resource, the development community and the public and private sectors need to cooperate to increase financial inclusion and to further reduce transfer costs. This would free up additional resources for investment and development, especially in the rural areas of developing countries, where infrastructure is weakest, transfer costs are highest, but where remittances can have the greatest impact. In these poor remote areas, part of the remittances received are used in agriculture, an investment that can be more than 3 times greater than official development assistance, and can have an enormous impact on economic development and job creation.
At IFAD, we believe that it is in small towns and villages where remittances count the most. Now the time has come to fully engage with the reality of 1 billion people who either receive or send family remittances. All nations can help leverage the impact of these flows to contribute to reaching the SDGs by 2030. And I know we can do this one family at a time.